Somewhere in Shenzhen, the lights turn on before the sun. Halfway across the world in Dublin, the day starts with silence and a choice. In China, the workday begins not with a question, but with a mission. There's an unspoken energy, a collective pulse. People move quickly, dressed in near-identical tones, heading to sprawling office towers or humming industrial parks. Morning meetings are timed to the minute. Hierarchies are respected without question. Everyone knows their task, and they're superior. There's pride in structure, in long hours, in pushing the limits for the sake of growth. In Ireland, things unfold differently. The pace is slower, lighter, but not less serious. A freelance designer logs into a morning Zoom call with a cat in her lap. A startup founder grabs coffee on her way to a co-working hub, dressed in sneakers and a hoodie. Here, authority is horizontal. Independence is the norm. People are trusted to manage their time, their energy, and their ideas, and in many cases, the less you're told what to do, the better your results. China is the factory of the world, powered by ambition, scale, and relentless execution. Ireland is a hub for global startups powered by trust, creativity, and human connection. This isn't just East versus West. It's industrial discipline versus startup freedom. It's the logic of the collective versus the spark of the individual. It's work harder versus work smarter, depending on who you ask. But here's the real twist: both systems work. They just work in completely different ways and feel completely different to live in. So, which would suit you better? The well-oiled machine of China, where purpose comes from being part of something big, or the flexible, sometimes messy, often brilliant rhythm of Ireland, where freedom is the foundation? In this video, we're going to walk through a full workday in both countries. From the moment the alarm rings to the moment people finally log off, or don't. We'll look at their habits, their schedules, their mindset, their evenings, and their hidden surprises. And at the end, you just might change your mind about where work feels more like life, and less like survival. Thinking face, so here's a question to keep in mind as you watch. Where would you feel more comfortable working, China or Ireland? Stick around, the answer might not be what you expect. China, discipline in motion. Morning 6:30 a.m. In most Chinese cities, the workday begins before it begins. Alarms go off early, often around 6 or 6:30 a.m. There's little time to linger. The mindset? Efficiency from the first moment. Many professionals start their day with a brisk shower and a scroll through work messages, checking updates on WeChat or company group chats. In big cities like Beijing or Shanghai, this is normal. You're expected to be mentally on before you're even physically at your desk. Breakfast is quick, functional. A hot soy milk, a steamed bun, or a bowl of congee from a street vendor. It's food designed to fuel, not to savor. There's no long family breakfast, no morning journaling. The tone is set. Move forward. For many, breakfast is consumed on the go, walking, commuting, or already sitting in front of a computer. And there's rarely a pause to reflect. Each minute is a step toward productivity. Some people begin their day with light stretching or a short walk, but it's rare to see extended self-care routines. The idea of easing into the day is replaced by a sense of duty to team, to company, and to family expectations. For many, their job is more than employment. It's a measure of identity and contribution. There's also often pressure from family or social circles to succeed, which pushes individuals to adopt hyperproductive routines from a young age. Commute, 7:30 a.m. Rush hour in Chinese megacities is an event of its own. Millions flood subways and buses in orchestrated chaos. Trains arrive every 2 to 3 minutes, but are still packed wall to wall. The air is filled with podcasts, silence, and subtle stress. Most commuters scroll through news, answer emails, or simply zone out. Some even study. It's not uncommon to see professionals using commute time to prep for exams or improve English. Time is currency, and it's never wasted. There's also a striking visual uniformity. Many workers dress in similar shades: black, white, navy. Quiet ambition radiates in the form of fast walking, zero eye contact, and a collective mission: get to work, be on time, deliver results. The unspoken agreement is that personal comfort comes second to professional presence. Public transport is fast and reliable, but also emotionally and physically draining. The city moves in one direction forward. Occasionally, people might grab a second breakfast from convenience stores: a tea egg, a yogurt drink, a pastry. These tiny indulgences are a micro-escape before stepping into the formality of the office. Workdays start 8:30 or 9 a.m. In most offices, The day officially starts between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. But arriving right on time isn't impressive, it's barely acceptable. Being early is seen as professional. Many companies practice a morning meeting ritual, a daily sync where teams align goals, report updates, sometimes even chant company slogans or do quick team-building exercises. Yes, literally. Some firms broadcast motivational speeches from the CEO or highlight top performers on large monitors in the office. The environment is hierarchical and formal. Managers have private offices. Juniors listen more than they speak. Criticism is often direct. Open spaces are common, but so are clearly marked roles. Even where people sit can reflect their position. In tech companies, it's common for developers to stay quiet during meetings, while team leads speak for them. The atmosphere may seem rigid, but it's built on deeply ingrained values: respect, order, efficiency. Even creative teams work within strong structures. Brainstorming has rules. Deadlines are firm. And face-to-face feedback is sometimes blunt, but accepted without protest. There's also a sense of pride in precision. Whether you're designing hardware or balancing spreadsheets, accuracy is expected and praised. Employees take ownership of their tasks, and many see long hours not as exploitation, but as a sign of resilience. Performance reviews are frequent, and promotions often hinge on visible dedication rather than innovation alone. Lunch break, around 12 p.m. Lunch comes around noon, but don't expect long conversations over salad bowls. Meals are usually quick and inexpensive, from the company canteen or a nearby local eatery. Rice, meat, vegetables, and soup, the holy four. It's affordable, fast, and fills you up. Eating is often functional rather than social. Some companies encourage short naps after lunch. Yes, really. Workers might pull out small pillows or lean back in chairs, eyes closed for 15 to 20 minutes. It's not laziness, it's survival. With long hours ahead, micro-rest is a form of discipline. Office lights dim. Conversations fade. For a few brief moments, the entire building hums with silence. Others use this break to briefly stretch, walk outside, or take a moment for a quiet phone call. It's not much, 40 to 60 minutes total, but it's the only real pause before the second half of the day begins. Some firms provide fruit or snacks in the early afternoon to keep morale up, especially in high-pressure environments. But there is little time for social bonding. Productivity quickly reclaims center stage. Afternoon and overtime, 1 p.m. to? The afternoon is often the most intense. Meetings continue, deadlines approach, and the pressure builds. The Chinese work ethic, influenced by Confucian values and rapid economic growth, rewards effort, not just output. Staying late isn't just common, it's often expected. Even when there's no immediate task, leaving before your manager can be perceived as disrespectful or lazy. Many tech companies follow variations of the infamous 996 schedule, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. It's controversial, exhausting, and very real in certain sectors. While some firms have started to push back against it, especially after public backlash, the culture of working hard to prove worth remains deeply rooted. Junior employees often feel the need to stay visible, replying to messages quickly, being available on internal chat tools late into the night. Promotions aren't just about talent, they're also about dedication. And dedication, here, is often measured in hours. Some employees find rhythm in this intensity, becoming part of the machine, mastering its pace. Others burn out silently, afraid to speak up. It's not uncommon for high performers to be admired for their stamina more than their ideas. Success, in many cases, means endurance. Internal messaging platforms remain active late into the night, and some departments function in shifts to keep up with international clients. For many, the boundary between personal and professional life is blurry at best, and for ambitious employees, that's a badge of honor. Evening, 8 p.m. and later. After work, the streets fill again, but now it's people grabbing a bite, catching a late bus, or just getting home to rest. Some workers head to the gym late at night, others go straight to bed. Social life on weekdays is minimal. People are tired, and in cities where everything moves fast, slowing down almost feels unnatural. It's common for young professionals to spend evenings alone, decompressing with streaming platforms like iQIYI or Douyin. In many apartments, The glow of laptop screens replaces living room conversations. Some might still be working, tweaking a presentation, sending one last email. For families, the evening may include a short dinner together, but conversations often revolve around logistics, bills, parents, weekend errands. Leisure is limited, but valued. A walk around the neighborhood, a quick video call with relatives, or catching a trending show. These are the small pleasures squeezed into limited time. There's growing interest in mindfulness, yoga, and sleep tracking, but few have time to deeply commit. Mental health awareness is rising, but old habits die hard. Many still equate long hours with loyalty. Cultural notes. Respect for authority is high. Titles matter. Older employees or managers are rarely challenged in public. Feedback flows top-down. Dress codes vary, but formality is the default. Even in creative industries, looking serious is often equated with being trustworthy. What surprises foreigners most? The sheer collective pace. There's little room for questioning the system. The system is the structure that keeps everything going. Rituals of loyalty exist, from team dinners to company slogans on the walls. For many, work is not just a contract, it's identity. Team-building events can be highly organized. Company hikes, karaoke nights, group outings, all designed to build unity and shared values. Festivals and rewards play a big role. Chinese New Year bonuses, Mid-Autumn Festival care packages, and performance-based awards are all tools used to keep morale high. If you're used to flexibility, China's work culture can feel rigid. But for many locals, it's not about personal comfort. It's about responsibility, family honor, and national ambition. It's not just a job. It's a role in something bigger. It's contribution. It's progress. It's discipline with a purpose. Ireland. Freedom to flow. Morning 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. In Ireland, the day begins softly. There's no military-like start, no feeling of, you must be ahead of the clock. Instead, the day begins as a personal ritual, one that reflects the value of balance over performance. Most people rise between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m., sometimes even later if working from home. There is space to breathe, to stretch, to wake up with the world. Coffee is brewed slowly. Toast is crisped and layered with butter or marmalade. Some prefer Irish oats, slowly simmered with a bit of cinnamon or fruit. There's a respect for quality, even in small things. Rain tapping on the window isn't noise, it's atmosphere. Some mornings begin with a walk along the coast or a quiet moment in the garden. For others, it's a bit of journaling, yoga, or just sitting silently by the window. The focus is on entering the day with intention, not tension. It's not unusual for people to check a few emails, but without pressure, the mindset is, we'll get to it, not be owned by it. This is the moment when people connect, with themselves or their families. Parents walk their kids to school and chat with neighbors. Others write, play music, or walk their dog in the misty morning light. There's no shame in quiet, no shame in slow. And more often than not, there's a moment taken just to enjoy the simplicity of the moment, the light, the silence, the steam rising from the cup. Commute, 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. For those who do commute, the journey is often short, often scenic. In Dublin, bike lanes wind along canals. In Galway, you might pass a harbor with fishing boats. The train from a nearby village into the city might offer green hills, grazing sheep, and long silences between stations. Public transport is generally calm. People read, listen to the news, or stare out the window. Some sip coffee in reusable cups, nodding politely to the driver. There is no push, no surge, only rhythm. Drivers wave each other through small streets. Pedestrians pause to greet dogs. Cyclists ring bells, but gently. A commute may include a stop at a favorite cafe or bakery. The journey is rarely wasted. It's a time to center, not just to relocate. And yet, productivity is not sacrificed. Most companies have flexible start times, trusting that employees who feel in control of their schedule will perform better. And that trust is rarely broken. The belief here is that when people feel human, they do their best work. Start of the workday, around 9:30 to 10 a.m. Entering an Irish office doesn't feel like entering a different world. It feels like entering a friendly extension of daily life. Workspaces are often informal but thoughtful. Desks are personalized. Plants on windowsills. Corkboards with travel photos and birthday cards. Sometimes a team dog snoozes under the desk. Work begins with a warm greeting. How was your evening? Isn't a formality, it's a real question. Laughter is welcome, even expected. Some teams start the day with a short meeting, others with casual catch-ups. Tea is made before anything else. Scones might appear on Fridays. It's a culture of small, consistent kindness. The culture is based on autonomy. Employees plan their own time. Collaboration is horizontal. Juniors speak freely. Seniors listen. It's common to brainstorm over coffee or walk while discussing an idea. Managers act as facilitators, not bosses. There's little fear, which means creativity flows more freely. People are held accountable, but not cornered. Expectations are clear, but not rigid. Pressure is light, and respect is mutual. Results matter, but how you get there matters too. And when things go wrong, the first instinct is usually to understand, not to blame. Lunch and breaks, 1 p.m. Lunch in Ireland is a social exhale. It's not just about eating, it's about pausing. Whether it's a sandwich from the local cafe, a home-packed wrap, or soup from the office canteen, meals are enjoyed unrushed. Colleagues often gather together, but there's also room to go solo, to read, to rest, to walk. The ritual of tea returns. Biscuits appear. Conversations stretch far from deadlines, books, weekend plans, the weather, family news. You feel like a person, not a resource. You may walk to a nearby park, visit a market, or just sit on the steps with the sun on your face. Many companies offer wellness options, meditation spaces, walking meetings, or yoga classes. A nap room isn't unheard of. The belief is simple: a well-rested mind creates better work. A tired mind can only copy, not create. It's common to take mini breaks throughout the day, tea, a chat, a stroll, and no one frowns at that. It's understood that good work comes from good minds, and good minds need air. Afternoon flow, 2 to 5 p.m. Afternoons are focused, but rarely frantic. Emails are answered. Calls are scheduled. Teams gather for short huddles. There's less multitasking, more deep work. And if someone needs to step away for a child's appointment or a dentist visit, that's expected and respected. Some companies offer a deep focus hour with no meetings, just time to do the real thinking work. Others host short skill-sharing sessions, a designer explaining their process, or a marketer showing off a campaign. The rhythm is human, built on trust. Most people use the afternoon to complete the day's big tasks. There's a sense of responsibility, but also awareness. Stress isn't a badge of honor here. There's pride in being good, not in being busy. End of workday, 5 to 6 p.m. As the clock approaches 5, screens dim. People pack up without guilt. No one glances at the clock hoping someone else leaves first. The culture doesn't reward staying late. It rewards working smart. If there's a deadline, people will stay. But if there isn't, they go. Some might stop for a pint with colleagues. Others head home for dinner or an evening class. Managers thank their teams. Kindness is part of the routine. Sometimes the day ends with music in the common area, or someone brings in cake just because. It's a culture that doesn't forget the joy in small things. And when the day is done, it's really done. Emails can wait. Evenings 6 p.m. onward. Evenings are full of color. They are slow when needed, lively when desired. Families cook together. Neighbors drop in. Parks echo with laughter. And for many, creativity takes the lead after dark. Some people write. Others rehearse with local theater groups. In almost every town, someone is singing, painting, dancing, crafting. The arts are not elite. They're local, shared, essential. And of course, the pub. Not just a place to drink, but a place to gather. To talk. To listen. To exist outside of productivity. Weekends are sacred. Long walks along cliffs, hikes in the Wicklow Mountains, ferry rides to islands, time with grandparents, farmers markets, or just curling up under a blanket while it rains. Rest is not indulgence, it's investment. Nature is near and accessible. Work hard, yes, but step into the wild regularly. That's the Irish rhythm. Even after a long day, there's always time for a walk, a call, a song. Cultural notes. Hierarchy is low-key. First names are standard, and ideas trump rank. Formality is minimal. A well-worn sweater and boots might share space with a suit jacket. Mental well-being is supported. Therapy is normalized, and burnout is discussed. Feedback is respectful, often couched in humor, rarely confrontational. Work is important, but it's never more important than life. Flexibility is real. From work hours to career changes, adaptation is embraced. Humor is a coping tool. Light sarcasm, storytelling, and wit are social glue. Creativity is for everyone. Art isn't just a career, it's a language of daily life. Balance is non-negotiable. Life comes first, and that's not questioned. In Ireland, the workday is just one thread in a larger, beautifully woven fabric. A country that values effort, but never forgets the soul. It's not just about how you earn a living. It's about how you live while you're earning. China versus Ireland, structured machine or organic flow. Now that we've walked through a full working day in each country, it's time to draw the contrasts. Where is the rhythm driven by structure and discipline, and where does it grow from freedom and flexibility? Let's break it down by key aspects of the workday. Alarm clock wake-up time. China, early rising is the norm, 6 o'clock or 6:30 a.m. for many. It reflects a cultural expectation to be productive before the sun is up. Ireland, a softer start. Most people rise between 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. There's no shame in slow mornings. It's not about when you wake up, but how you feel when the day begins. Metro commute. China, massive volumes, packed trains, strict timing. The commute is a battle and a badge of dedication. Ireland, shorter distances, a calm pace. Cycling, walking, or a relaxed bus ride. The commute can feel like a prelude, not a pressure. Office building start of the workday. China, work begins between 8:30 to 9 o'clock sharp, often with mandatory meetings or group rituals. Punctuality is everything. Ireland, a soft launch around 9:30 to 10 o'clock. Tea, a smile, a quick chat before settling into flow. Punctuality exists, but so does patience. Bar chart office structure. China, strict hierarchies, clear roles, and visible chains of command. Your title often defines your voice. Ireland, flat structures, open communication. Ideas matter more than job titles. Collaboration flows across levels. Face with team for no stress and overtime. China, overtime is common, even expected. The 996 culture, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week, still influences many sectors. Working late signals loyalty. Ireland, overtime is rare. Leaving on time is encouraged. Work-life balance isn't an aspiration, it's policy. Steaming bowl lunch and breaks. China, lunch is efficient and quiet. Often in a cafeteria, sometimes followed by a power nap at your desk. Ireland, lunch is social and slow. People eat outside, chat, and take mental space. Tea breaks are sacred moments of connection. Adult briefcase relationship to management. China, formal and respectful. Feedback flows top-down. Challenging authority is rare. Ireland, casual and conversational. Managers are facilitators, not commanders. Dialogue is expected, not feared. Balance scale work. Life balance. China, work often comes first. Personal time is minimal during the week. Vacation is limited and sometimes unused. Ireland, life outside work is not just protected, it's integrated. Time off, wellness days, and social life matter. Artist palette freedom and flexibility. China, structure dominates. Systems are robust. Creativity is managed within predefined lanes. Ireland, flexibility is foundational. Trust shapes autonomy. Employees shape their schedules and methods. Lightbulb the verdict? China and Ireland don't just represent two places, they embody two worldviews on labor, ambition, and the role of the individual. China offers scale, structure, and speed. You become part of a larger machine, powerful, precise, and goal-oriented. But personal space can be sacrificed for performance. Ireland offers flexibility, humanity, and rhythm. The work is real, but so is the life around it. You're trusted, but expected to manage your own path. Both systems function. Both create results. The difference lies in how they feel to live inside. So here's the real question. What kind of rhythm do you want your life to move to? If you're drawn to structure and collective momentum, China might be your answer. If you seek independence, balance, and flow, Ireland might feel like home. Ready to wrap it up with a powerful closing question for the viewer?